mic's on, and so now I should be able to go here and throw YouTube up. Looks like we got audio. You can hear the fan coming through, so we're going to have to shut that off.
Oh, yeah.
Can you turn that down? Okay. Good evening, everybody. Both chats. Ah. Well, I'm not sure, but it seems like we've got video and audio on time. Yeah. We can do this. Yeah, it's been a busy week. A whole week out.
Yeah. Wow.
I think I need this closer.
I was gonna say the same thing.
It's just too far away.
Oh, camera.
Okay. We need a longer cable too.
I know. That's why I say I gotta get one that's got better data transfer.
Yeah. So we tried an experiment starting a couple of weeks ago, at least on Twitch, where we run the ads at the beginning, and then there's less ads throughout the stream. Okay.
What's up, Nick?
Yeah. I like it. So, yeah. Okay, YouTube confirms audio and video is working. Well, I think we're off to a good start. So that's pretty nice. Got a little bit there. Will we be out at TPE? I'm not going to be there. And will people from Dynavap? Probably not at TPE. Champs is a couple weeks away. We'll have some we'll have some people out at Champs. Your hypercap is lost in the mail. If it doesn't show up, yeah, just let us know. We've got good customer service. In fact, no, we've got really good customer service, and we want to make sure that it stays really good customer service. We like to take care of our customers. We'll get you figured out. So, yeah. Yeah, it's been a busy week. Jeremy, you were kind of on vacation this week, weren't you?
If that's what you want to call it.
Yeah?
It's mandatory vacation.
Yeah, so what do you call that? You know that old saying, if you use it or lose it? Right?
Yep.
You were using your immune system, right?
Yeah, exactly. And just trying to survive. I had kind of a bit of a sickness this whole week, so. And it lasted longer than I thought it would, so I'm just now getting back to normal. So
you ran an immune system marathon?
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
That sounds exactly right.
Okay. I see a question here I kind of want to tap into. The new baller cap able to be taken apart and have the media switched out. Uh, the answer is yes-ish. So you keep in mind that that product is something that we just kind of really wanted to have as a nice little extra. I'd say it's not fully finished yet, which is actually kind of fun. I love being able to share products that aren't completely done yet, because it's an opportunity to get some input and see what people think of it, and maybe throw a few refinements in place and really make it good. But the way that we assembled them at this point, they're just kind of a tight fit pressed together. You just have to be careful when you go and take them apart, because there's media in there and they're not exactly easy to disassemble. So anyway, things can kind of go places that you may not want them to. Well, happy birthday. How nice is that?
Happy birthday.
Yeah. I think this is that time of year where it's probably good to eat a little bit of vitamin C.
I saw I've been doing
things like that.
Fruit.
Well, I had some really good grapes. Went to Trader Joe's. Of course, the cotton candy grapes are pretty good.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention the cotton candy grape.
But then they had these other ones. I don't remember what they called them, but it was honey something or whatever it is. But I was looking at them and they had that color that suggested they were muscat. And for those of you that don't know what a muscat grape is, well, that might be a good thing. It might be a bad thing, because once you taste one, you'll know. And for me, it's like one of the best things that there is.
Okay.
It's just so good.
So, did you try them? Did they have the flavor of it?
Oh, they're so good.
Yep.
Yeah. So I picked up the little thing of the cotton candy grapes because I just like having some fruit around. And then, Lori says, "Oh, look at these. These ones look interesting. Should we try those?" It's like, "Sure." And she's like, "Well, put the other ones back then." It's like, "Okay. Actually, no, let's just get them both and then we can sample them next to each other and see which one we like better." Anyway, so we did. And they're both really good. And they're shockingly different, which is super nice.
That's so fun.
And it's really neat too to just kind of wash up like a handful of each and just throw them in the bowl, because they're technically both green.
Okay.
So if you're not looking carefully, you might grab one and think it's the other. Or if you're not looking at all, then it's just kind of this, flavor roulette.
But they're both good, so you're winning every time?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We got some of those sumo oranges too. They look really bizarre. And they had them at Trader Joe's as well, but I was like, wow.
Giant orange?
$2.50 an orange?
This
Wow.
is like a size of a grapefruit.
Yeah. Frozen grapes are fun. I have some cherries because we went cherry picking last summer up in Door County. And what I found I really like to do is I'll take the cherries and I'll put those in the freezer. But what I like to do with the cherries is I like to put them in the freezer in an open bowl. You say, why an open bowl? The reason is freezers are really, really dry. Okay, we don't think about that very often because there's ice in the freezer. But the air in the freezer is really dry. So if you put things in the freezer, even though they might have water in them, right? And you think, oh, the water's going to freeze. Well, yep. there's a misunderstanding when it comes to water, and that's just because water is cold, it's not evaporating. Because you think, oh, water turns to steam when it boils, right? Everybody knows that. But when you wash your hands, they're wet, and they're certainly not at boiling temperature, and eventually they dry because the water evaporates. Well, this actually continues all the way down to the point where water freezes, except it doesn't stop there, because there's this cool process called sublimation where ice actually evaporates. Yes, and ice cubes will shrink in the freezer. And yes, hence freeze drying. But the thing is, normally freeze drying is done under a reduced atmosphere or partial vacuum because it goes a lot faster. But if you have a frost-free freezer, a frost-free freezer is probably the driest place in your house. And so if you put items that you'd like to be, we'll call it crudely freeze-dried, in your freezer without covering them, then what'll happen is they will dry out slowly over time.
Okay.
While frozen. And this is really neat for certain things. But it's kind of fun with the cherries because it dries out the cherries, which concentrates the flavor. And they don't turn all black like when you use them in a food dehydrator.
Yeah, because they stay cold, right?
Yeah, because they're frozen.
Yeah.
This also works for other types of plant material as well. You can put your favorite flower in the freezer. If you're one of those people that happens to maybe like to grow flowers, well, you can actually put fresh flowers in the freezer, and they will dry out without defrosting. And a lot of the aromatic compounds that tend to dissipate when you're drying at room temperature, well, that doesn't happen because it's frozen. So it's pretty neat.
But you got to keep the lid open, or while it's inside the freezer, right?
Technically, you don't, because what you're really looking to do is you're looking to effectively, intentionally freezer burn your products, right? And so, if you put them in a container, you just want to make sure the container has a lot of airspace, and then you place that container where the fan from your freezer blows across the top. Because then what happens is that top surface gets extra cold, colder than the rest of the freezer, and then whatever water vapor is in that little microenvironment inside your container, it will condense and form ice crystals on the lid, which then you can, every couple days, open it up, take the lid off, scrape the ice off, and put the lid back
that makes
on.
Sense.
And you're just slowly transferring the moisture from whatever's in the container to the container,
of the lid.
right?
Yeah.
So really kind of fun thing. And yeah, I'm pretty sure the sublimator still exists as a product. So anyway, just get back to I saw that coming up in the YouTube chat. Your freezer smells like pizza and baking soda. Does baking soda really have a smell?
I thought his job was to possibly pull the smell. Was it?
Yeah, I mean, baking soda is kind of good for absorbing odors.
I think it collects a smell after it gets to a certain age, and then because of its odor absorption.
Right, so then it becomes odoriferous.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for stopping by. We're glad that you stopped by, Mr. or Mrs. or whoever you might be, BGS. Wisconsin's the frozen pizza capital of America.
I know, I was just reading that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. It's because of all our cheese.
Been farming clear ice balls in my freezer for the polar blast. No, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, there's some new products that are going to be arriving at people's place of residence or wherever they receive their mail.
Yep.
Really
Somebody
soon.
said tomorrow.
I think I'm sure some of them have already started to drop. Oh, no, there's a fun question. What kind of cheese would you recommend for a visitor of Wisconsin?
That is a good question.
Well, that depends how adventurous you happen to be. Because there are cheeses, not just in Wisconsin, but there are cheeses for almost every level of adventure. So,
Yeah,
Am
I
I
mean,
sitting
how sharp do
comfortably?
you want it?
no. No, but I want to make sure I've got good audio, so I'm concerned that if I go
Yeah,
like
no,
this,
It's a nice couch, but like, you really gotta give. It's got a space on it, doesn't it?
well, now how's the audio? Actually, it looks like it's fine. How funny is that? Yeah. Badger cheese makes a Merlot cheese spread. Cheese is good with red wine. Sounds like old white cheddar to me. I like old white cheddar.
Yeah, it's kind of one of my favorites. It's interesting, even in the same year, though, how different the bitterness can taste on two different cheesemakers' cheeses. It could be night and day. So you just don't know. A lot of times you just have to. You have like a favorite cheese brand.
I don't know. Do I have a favorite cheese brand?
I don't, because I
I
like
don't.
that difference. You know,
I mean, I just like the variation and the variety.
all of it. Yeah, always the variety of it is kind of interesting.
Any Blackwood mini wins in the works? There's a good chance that there is. And yeah, the Grab and Fuse is a lot of fun on cheese.
That's funny. I actually got a cheese that had cut up and added to, and gotten thrown in a bag with some other cheeses. Seemed to
Yeah.
have lost its smoky flavor. Like, it was naturally a smoked cheddar.
Oh, it got unsmoked?
It got like unsmoked from the other cheeses pulling the smoke flavor out of it. And I was like, wait, wasn't this cheese smoked before?
Oh.
And then I thought about it. I was
Well,
like, oh,
cheers
this is
to
why you redo
Mexico with a 2020 Rosium. Holy cow. That was like a big year for us. I mean, I think 2020 is the first year of the Rosium.
What's going on? Yeah, isn't it pretty? It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and hello to Brazil. And if you've got a Nanavong, you're either a collector or you've been in the Dynaverse for a while. I like the Nanavong. Do you have a Nanavong, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Okay. Is the audio or the video freezing? I don't know.
Not over here. Not over here.
Yeah, I like the Nanavongs. I also like cheese that's old. In fact, for a while it was getting annoying to me that I couldn't find a blue cheese that was old enough.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a lot of the blue cheeses, you know, like, I don't know, maybe nine months old max, aged 90 days. Well, 90 days. I mean, it's a newborn.
Interesting.
But if it's not the right variety, if it's not aged well, it gets pretty nasty.
This just goes past the point.
Yeah, and I find it really varies from cheesemaker to cheesemaker.
Mhm.
Some are so much better at aging. You know, back in the day, I probably even have some right now in my cheese fridge. There's I bought some blue cheese at Costco, and kind of intentionally forgot it in the back of the refrigerator for a couple years.
Okay.
Wow, was that good?
Okay, so that needed to be aged a little longer.
Like ridiculously good.
That's fun.
Yeah. Aged white cheddar out. Yep. That's good stuff. Huh. And if you really like aged white cheddar, wow, was there a selection here? And I've actually been shocked at how the price of old cheese has continued to actually go down.
Oh, it used to.
I went into it, and that's the other crazy thing about Wisconsin here. And sorry for getting all into the cheese. It's kind of a fun thing. And for that matter, since you're listening to me talk about cheese, if you're out there, Mr. Oda, why don't you start a giveaway? There's gas stations all over Wisconsin that sell shockingly good cheese. In fact, just went in the other day, and I'm looking through their cheese counter, and they got 5-year-old, 7, 10, nice. The 10-year-old cheese, they were offering chunks of 10-year-old cheese for like $6.
That's pretty good.
They weren't 1 pound chunks, but you don't want a pound of that anyway. You want to buy like half-pound chunks, right?
Yeah.
But then as I'm looking closer, they had 19-year-old cheddar. I was like, no way.
That's usually where it starts to get pretty
19
pricey.
years old? It's like, I'm going to buy every piece you have.
It does. It just sounds interesting. 19 years ago, that cheese
Yeah.
was put into the freezer or whatever, the cheese cellar.
There we go. So, yeah, do we plan to enable shipping to Brazil in the near future? I sure hope so. I'm pretty sure that we've got at least 1 or 2 accounts in Brazil that we sell wholesale to. But it's really difficult for us to ship directly to retail customers in Brazil because shipping restrictions. But we're working on that. So yeah, you got about 30 seconds if you're on Twitch here to type your colon in the chat and get entered to win a hyper tip and cap. So, can you make a low temp perforated cap or a low temp hyper cap? Sure can. Is that something that we should keep going? Oh, bought a Dynamite B in India. It's good to know that they're there. India's on my list of places to get a little bit more infrastructure set up there. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a fun trip.
All this fun stuff. Deleted. Okay, well, looks like we got a winner. It's okay if you missed that one. We'll probably do another. Because, thank you for joining us on our Sunday live stream that we usually have on Sunday, but not always. So, and, let's just check, make sure I see what's going on here. Yeah, we got 35 people kind of hanging out with us on YouTube. So if you're hanging out on YouTube, if you do have a Twitch account, we've got a stream on Twitch as well, and it's a little bit easier for us to do the giveaways on Twitch than it is on YouTube. So if you join us over on Twitch, it's a lot easier to participate. And we want to take care of everyone, just make sure that people know that. Okay. Oh, yeah. Please announce the winner. I think it was Mother Loved Me Long Time won the first giveaway. What's aluminum, not stainless steel? Well, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Caps and stuff, things. Bowl caps, yeah.
Did we ever mention roughly how many balls are inside?
Okay, so inside the THC, which is that one right there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it hot?
Well, I just got it a little warm.
Okay, so maybe I should switch cameras.
Yeah, turn.
Do a little bit of close-upping.
Hopefully we got it right.
Is it gonna work?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, you gotta mute that 360 one right there.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I get what. Oh, let's hold on.
Well, it should be on. We'll try it again. No, nothing there.
Fascinating.
Maybe it's this one. Huh. Do.
It's probably that we need to do like reboot issue or something. It's whatever.
Yeah, well, looks like the close-up's not cooperating well today.
It was working.
So we'll just use the laptop one then, which is a close one here. So this is the latest product that we dropped, the thermal hypercap. And maybe if you've been online, you might have seen a little bit about this. Pretty neat thing. Oh, did we get a flashlight, Jeremy?
All I had was my light, but unless you had one somewhere, that might work a little.
We'll see if that's gonna work, kind of ish. You can kind of see the green sapphire beads in there through a little window, which I wanted to show some of that too. So I got a little container of those right here. So I'll take that light again so I can shine some light on the subject.
Close. There we go.
I think they're really cool looking. They look like glass, but they're way harder than glass and way more temperature resistant. Aren't they cool looking? Get the camera angle right if I can. Anyway, so I put the lid back on that before I go and spill it.
Yeah, I think one actually.
Oh, well, I lost one. I'm gonna lose it, maybe. Yeah, I got a feeling there's gonna be a lot of people losing their balls because it's just gonna happen. But inside the the thermal hypercap is this nifty little core that contains the sapphire beads, right? Also, in the little package that if you ordered one of those, you're going to get a little vial of these 2mm 420 series stainless steel balls, which will likely work a little bit better in the induction heater. And so the capsule can be taken out, the lid can be carefully removed. So you can see what's going on inside there. And so you can swap out your medias, and life is good. And in terms of how many, I believe there's about 150 2mm sapphire balls
That's fascinating.
inside. Okay. Yeah. And I agree. A little bit of room for jiggling is good. I like the rattles. Yeah, it's not birdshot. Well, technically you could probably use birdshot. Danny Pavic. So we typically do the giveaways on Twitch, and not saying that we can't take care of the good folks on YouTube. It just we have a fair more people on Twitch right now, and we've got a bot that's set up that randomly selects our winners, and it's just the easiest way to kind of get things coordinated that way. So, yeah. And normally when we do the giveaways, we just do them kind of randomly throughout the stream, and they're kind of quick. Birdshot used to be lead, but that's kind of changing because kind of like they generally don't put lead in gasoline anymore, and they don't put it in paint very often because it's kind of toxic.
Toxic, yeah.
So they've been transitioning to usually one of two things. Either bismuth, which is a super interesting metal, almost the same density as lead, but it's so generally non-toxic that there's a good chance that at least 60% of the people watching the stream have actually intentionally consumed bismuth, because it's generally non-toxic, and it's also relatively good for dealing with nausea and diarrhea. Did you know that?
I did not.
Oh, well, the bismol in Pepto-Bismol is because of bismuth.
I get it.
Okay. So no joke, Pepto-Bismol, the active ingredient is metal.
Yeah.
So just a thought. Oh, I love these puns. Anyway, so for birdshot, they've been transitioning away from lead and either using steel shot or bismuth. And bismuth would probably be okay, but it has a relatively low melting temperature. So it's right around the same temperature as lead, which I think is going to be in that around that 320 to 340 range C.
I was gonna say this.
Just over 600 F. And yeah, elemental bismuth is pretty cool.
Was it kind of like a heavy metal? Like,
Well, it's definitely a heavy metal, but so
mercury-ish.
no. Bismuth, it's solid at room temperature.
Okay.
It's not toxic, and bismuth is one of the few elements that has this characteristic that I'm going to call it a misnomer, where I think there's this misunderstanding where people seem to think, generally, okay, that it's very common that when liquids freeze into solid materials, that they expand. Okay. Because that's what happens when water freezes. It expands.
Right.
Okay. But the reality is, water is the exception much more than it is the rule. The vast majority of materials actually contract when they phase change from a liquid to a solid. Okay. Anyway, bismuth is one of those exceptions. It actually expands when it solidifies, which means as the molten metal starts to solidify, it forms what they call hopper crystals that actually float on the surface.
Interesting.
And you can actually grab these things and slowly pull them out so that the metal solidifies and cools. And they make some fascinating looking crystals, because most metals, when they solidify, they crystallize. And you get some really cool colors. But the thing I like the most about the bismuth crystals is they have this angularity that's, if you were to just draw a square and imagine like a staircase, I mean, they're just so wicked cool. Yeah. Really interesting geometry in the bismuth crystals.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Can you please start making phones? That would be terrible.
I was gonna say, you
No.
seen everything inside the components of a phone?
Yeah. I definitely like the M7 and the Thai M7. Yes, yes, yes. So we've talked about cheese and heavy metals today. How fun is that?
Put your Pepto-Bismol in your 19-year-old cheese.
Yeah,
That'll fix your
space
gut.
fascia. You're teasing me here. That's one of the things that I think I would probably drop almost everything else to do. It was reverse engineer some UAP technology.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I used to dream about that when I was like in 3rd and 4th grade, thinking, all this secrecy stuff, how do I get in touch with the people that could get me into the lab so I could try and figure out how this stuff works? That was like the dream job for me, is to go work in the lab that was reverse engineering, all the alien technology that the government somehow managed to get their hands on, starting in the 1930s.
Yeah.
Or 40s. It was a long time ago.
Well, 40s was just like the Roswell incident. There's definitely things going on before that.
Yeah. Bet the aliens vape. Well, they smoke on Sassy the Sasquatch, but maybe I should send that guy a Dynavap, and we could get those aliens to be a little bit cooler. Write that down, Jeremy. Let's see if we can send Sassy a Dynavap.
Aliens definitely are vaping, because it's the way of the future. Why would they risk harming their lungs?
I would love to chat with Bob Lazar. Can we get him on the podcast?
Yeah, please, absolutely. Let's give it a
Well,
shot.
yeah, let's connect with him. Write that one down so we don't forget that.
Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar.
Write it down.
I think we could talk to him for hours.
I think I'd like to hear him talk to us for hours.
Oh, absolutely. We did vape some popcorn.
He's so cool. He made his own hydro car. Like the things. I mean, just talking to him not about aliens and the things that he is working on himself would be probably just as fascinating.
Yeah. Seems like my kind of guy. Yeah, I'd like to send Joe a Dynavap too. Just don't quite know where to send it. You got M Plus in Mexico. Yeah. M Pluses. I think the M Pluses are really cool unit. You know, we got a little bit of opinions from people on the texture for the M Plus when we released it. But I think a lot of those people kind of felt a little bit different when they finally actually got it in their hand and could actually see it for what it is. It's kind of a beautiful thing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're getting kind of a whole list of people we should get in touch with. Joey Diaz. What's your personal favorite device? Do you even have it with you?
Yeah, I mean, I have like my.
Oh yeah, you gotta show that one off.
My
That's
special.
the Texas one, huh?
Yeah, this is my. I had
Here,
the.
We'll switch cameras here. Here, hold it up here. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, there's just a nice sleeve that I had
High quality carved
customized
wood. I love
from a
that.
man named Justin in Texas, and then of course I like the Helix tip. It's one of my favorites, just for airflow and just efficiency.
That's super cool.
I'm using the perforated. Well, I perforated cap
Oh
on this
yeah,
one.
I like the perforated caps too. They're just so cool.
And on this one, I'm using the Hyperdyne mouthpiece.
Oh, that's cool.
So, just because of the ability here.
Yeah, that
to
adjustability,
extend.
right?
Yeah, so I like to keep it like 2 from the top.
Well, according to Slappy, Joey Diaz is the guy we want. So, better write that one down. We'll see if we can connect with some of these people. And if any of you out there have the inclination to reach out, we'd appreciate it, because it always seems a little bit better when you're not reaching out to self-promote. And that's been one of my biggest holdups, is that I don't like to self-promote more than I need to. It's so much better when you're getting it through someone else. It seems a bit more genuine. Okay. Wow, we're getting a lot of suggestions for shows. You know, I think we did look into the mood mats once.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they're cool. Someone needs just it's not just the ideas. It's the logistics of converting the ideas into the thing that people can buy.
Yeah.
Eric Kahn. Here's another good one. Yeah. Well, I'm with you there, BGS. You know, it's probably what's kept me doing this the whole time, is every time I come across another person that gets that epiphany moment with their Dynavap, where all of a sudden it just clicks and they get not only what they were looking for, but something that's even a bit more than what they thought they were going to get, and it just makes sense. It's really, really satisfying. And it's that moment that I look forward to just about every time I can find a way to contribute, so that Anyway, just it's a nice way to contribute to people, to contribute to the community, to give people something new, a new experience, and hopefully something that changes things for the better. Yeah. Glass. Okay, so the mood mats is big for the glass. How long does it take Twitch to send in the sign-up code? I don't know. Yep. And the word of mouth definitely has worked good for us because I'd say it's probably been the biggest contributor to people finding out about our product more than anything else is other satisfied members of the Dynaverse, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not how it worked for you. You didn't meet anybody.
No, I didn't.
No one showed Dynavac to you.
No, I was searching for vaporizers, and this was the most unique experience out of all the everything electric with a giant chamber out there. Like, that's everything that was vaporizing. Was a electric mini oven, right? Is that basically what you call them?
What's that?
There's like every vaporizer out there that's battery operated. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
It's an electric miniature oven.
That's, well, effectively every vaporizer that's out there is
Right.
an oven, right?
Yep.
The difference is we make ovens that, well, you can heat these things up with just about anything that's hot.
That fascinated me, but just the fact that, I don't know, I like metal, solid stuff. Like,
Well, we should read out to, see their Blinky off of YouTube.
other thing about that was a fun was, like, whenever I started getting into it, I didn't know that there were such different properties between stainless steel and titanium when I considered heat.
Oh, big time.
And it was just fun for that to be a realization. Because, I mean, yeah, I knew there were slight differences, but in introducing it into vaporizing becomes fascinating now.
It sure does. It sure does. You know, there's a pretty significant difference between stainless steel and titanium in a number of ways that might be surprising to some and just intuitive to others. You know, of course, most people realize that titanium is lighter than stainless steel, and you know that's if you have the same volume of stainless steel versus titanium. The titanium is going to be about 40% less mass,
Which is interesting.
which is pretty neat. Of course, aluminum is like 40% less than titanium, but the aluminum is also even softer.
Super brittle. Yeah.
Well, no, not really. Depends on the alloy. A lot of aluminum is
Okay.
actually pretty
you.
soft and very ductile. But I just keep seeing more and more suggestions for people for us to get in contact with. So let's go back and harvest all that from the chat. I think it would be good for us to get that list going.
Absolutely.
Well, hello,
I have
Dean,
one.
to England. Yeah, aluminum can be problematic, but it's also a really useful material. But anyway, what I find really interesting about stainless steel and aluminum, when I say stainless steel and aluminum, it sounds like I'm generalizing, but I'll be a bit more specific. And that is, the titanium that we use for making our titanium devices, right? Hyperdyne, some of the other ones like the Omni, etc., the Vong Eye. It's all grade 2 titanium. And grade 2 titanium is probably the weakest form of titanium. It's also one of the softest forms of titanium. And when I say soft, I'm actually kind of really means soft. Titanium is not anywhere near as hard as I think most people think it is. It's not that much harder than aluminum. Okay, so it scratches really easy. It machines.
You always say like
not in a great way.
Yeah.
It's like machining gum. It's sticky, and so it's gummy to machine. It's sticky, and there we go. Next giveaway going on the Twitch stream. So if anyone on YouTube is watching, we have a stream going on Twitch as well. If you have a Twitch account, you're certainly welcome to join us there. Let's see, we actually got almost 50 people on YouTube. We'll probably don't worry if you're on YouTube. There's actually 50 of you watching. We'll hook you guys up, so you don't need to ditch or anything like that. I'm actually thrilled that we've got 50 people hanging out with us on YouTube.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Thank you. Anyway, you was talking about titanium and stainless steel. Grade 2 titanium and the stainless steel that we use, which is kind of a nice high corrosion resistant stainless steel, the 316.
Mm-hmm.
It's got roughly the same thermal conducting properties as grade 2 titanium. Okay, so almost the same conduction. Well, that would make you think that titanium and stainless steel are going to behave the same, and the answer is nope.
It's the density, right? Then
it's the density, because the titanium has 40% less mass than the stainless steel. The thermal conduction rate is roughly the same. But when you make the parts, well, having 40% less mass means the same amount of energy to heat it up, heats things up faster. And having less mass means it cools off faster too.
Which in some terms can be considered efficiency. But
yeah, it depends on what it is that you're looking for.
What you're looking for. That's where it gets more fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because holding heat for longer might be more efficient for you. Right?
Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're just looking for a super quick, heat it up, take a taste, and cool it down, titanium is your metal. If you're looking for I'm not in a hurry, I'm going to take my sweet time, I'm going to heat this up slowly and carefully, and take a couple nice big rips, well,
it holds heat for just that little bit.
Stainless steel might be a better option. And I think we've got a pretty darn good blend when it comes to stainless steel, especially with the current M7.
Oh, it's definitely the most efficient stainless steel.
It's one of the lowest mass stainless steel tips we've ever made, but it actually holds heat really long too. So we're able to really find a nice happy medium there and just get things to work really well. Oh, you got the misses at 2021 autumn. I just love it when you see couples get their other their own Dynavac product. That's fantastic. Yeah. Love a hypersized M7 type stainless steel bowl. Yeah,
It's an interesting thought. There's a lot of density there.
Yeah. So if you make a hyperdyne out of stainless,
40% heavier.
What do you call that? AC 54402
The Megadyne
has won a hyper tip and cap.
Would it be something like that, like the Megadyne instead of the Hyper? Because
I don't know.
it's big and heavy now.
Well, maybe it's the heavy dyne.
Mega. Yeah, maybe it's just the heavy dyne.
Yeah. Think about that. It's called unnecessary. New cap coming tomorrow. I mean, isn't new cap day like fun? You get to look forward to a new cap,
New heat,
new
new
tips.
source. Yeah, like that's, and this one's like so much more interesting and unique for the purpose. It's not just the cap, just the oven
Well,
lid.
this is a good question. You know, would the cap stay titanium or would it go to stainless steel? I think, you know, we kind of went all out with the Hyperdyne, and I mean, every part of the Hyperdyne, except the O-rings and the thermostat, is titanium.
Titanium. Yeah.
So maybe every part of the heavy dyne would be heavy.
Yeah, I think you'd have to lean into it. Would that density, would that hold like too much heat for us? Like, that's what I would be worried
Well,
about.
you know, if we didn't change up the design,
So keep the design, everything's stainless steel.
well, this is what's kind of fun about the differences between the stainless steel and the titanium is having those different properties means what's it take for a YouTube watcher to win? I'm thinking about 3 minutes, and we'll pick one of you that's still on the stream. And what I'd say, if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Twitch, you know, just type something in the chat. Tell us where you're watching from, or tell us something. You know, let's get the chat really rolling, and then we'll pick someone that is participating in the chat, and we'll make your day, because it's super cool to have people hanging out from over on YouTube. Yeah, we got 50 people over there. I think that's a good deal. Yeah, thank you.
Something.
Major differentiate between a regular hyper cap and the THC cap. Well, the biggest difference is it's longer. I don't know.
I know,
You didn't bring a regular cap?
I don't have a regular cap.
Oh. I don't have a regular cap on me either.
I didn't see one.
Louisiana, Kansas, Dayton, New Zealand. Jersey Shore. Garlic Town, California. Yeah. Is that Gilroy? I've actually been there once. I got some garlic ice cream. Well, welcome to Twitch there, Chief JLS.
Just as an example.
That's fine.
Just for a little
Yeah, it's all good. Thank you, Jeremy. So, here is... Switch cameras here. So, here is regular hypercap, and here is the bigger version. So you can see how much bigger it really is. There's a lot more cap, a lot more mass, a lot more titanium. Plus, inside, yeah, this cap's got serious balls going on inside. There's this cool little core inside with standard 150 green sapphire balls that look like this. Just pretty cool looking. Oh, I'm dropping them now. So even I'm dropping my balls. And
Oh no, that one's only got 100 and
yeah, now we're down to 149
Yeah.
or whatever that number is. But you think about it percentage-wise, it's probably not going to make a big difference. If you got 100 balls and 150 balls in there, you drop one or
Yeah.
two, it's less than just maybe 1%.
Yeah, right.
Tried mixing media? I haven't yet, but I know it can be done. How overkill would the THC in the baller cap be than FMJ? I don't know if it'd be overkill or if it'd just be fun. Um, I'm encouraging people to
Experiment.
try it. Yeah. Is there possibly an armored baller cap for the M? I don't know if you're gonna need it, but we're gonna find out. Although I did get an interesting suggestion from Sneaky Pete, because I had a little chat with Sneaky Pete on Friday on his stream.
That's what you're saying.
And he said to me, well, hey, since you can take the core out of the cap, and you can take the media out of the core, could you put flour in the core, and then flour in the tip, and, like, double dip?
No, that's fascinating to think about.
Then you've got, 0.2, 0.25 in the hyper tip, and probably close to 0.2 or so in the little core. Now you're talking about being just shy of half a gram in your hyperdyne. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit. Okay. What type of ball, steel or sapphire, creates the higher temperature difference after some seconds of cooling? So, the sapphire is roughly half the mass of the stainless steel. Okay. So, I'd say the sapphire is like the titanium version of the stainless, if you're talking about tips, right?
Yeah.
Sapphire is like titanium, and the stainless is kind of like stainless. There's a significant mass difference. So the stainless is going to take longer to heat up, and it's going to also stay hot longer. Okay. All right, Jeremy. We got to scroll here and randomly pick someone that's
somebody at the beginning said something really funny.
That's got a name, or it says something funny. What is it?
I don't know. Let me see here. Oh, they're all just so good. How do you feel?
You gotta scroll, roll. Who's
If you don't know, you got to keep scrolling. It's got to just
data pocket protector? I just love the engagement here. London, Ontario, Canada.
I mean, I drew them all. I can't.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? I'd like to do that. That'd get everyone going on YouTube now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they're all good.
How do you eat with that thing?
And this is specifically the YouTube.
Yeah, we just want to find someone on YouTube.
Just do Blinky.
Okay.
He's talking a lot. Let's do it.
All right. Well, Lori likes shipping things to Australia. So, if you're still watching there, Blinky, send an email to teatime@dynavap.com. And we'll send you something cool. Yeah. Adding a second slit in the Hyperdyne for even more customized airflow. You talking about like the airport here? I mean, it could be. Tips on adjusting core to fit. That's a really good question. So, in general, the core should stay in the cap. But a good tap like this, it may come out. If it's a little bit on the loose side, kind of like our caps, I recommend giving it a little bit of a squeeze between your fingers. It kind of oblongs things a little bit, and that should make things fit a bit tighter. Yeah, now it's a little bit tighter. It's okay if it fits a little bit tight because you can
Push it. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
push it out with your mouthpiece. Of course, you gotta have a mouthpiece, but like the Hyper mouthpiece goes right in the end of the cap, and we'll just push it right out. And if it doesn't come all the way out, of course, you got the condenser you can flip over the other way and just kind of push it the rest of the way. So yeah. Okay.
It's getting pretty hilarious.
Well, looks like Blinky won an art prize. I mean, this is kind of art. Yeah. Wow. So how did we do? Oh, up to 64 on YouTube. We got some good engagement today, Mr. Lear.
Yeah.
We're coming up on almost 300. Is there a way we can like ding a bell or something to let other people know we got the stream going? You think we could pick up another 30 people watching this stream?
Let's make it. What are we gonna do?
That's my challenge right now.
Something awesome.
You guys know anyone else that wants something cool? My viewer count says 270. And we normally stop the stream right around now, but we'll just sit here and chat about cheese and aliens and heavy metals for a little while. And if that number like climbs higher, then maybe we'll give away some more cool stuff. But then again, we'll see if it can actually happen. I see the number going down. 300. Everyone dressed like hoplites. I attached a hyperdosing capsule filled with rubies to the top of a captive cap with an FMJ. Would that work?
Rubies?
Well, you'd have to punch holes in your cap unless you stuck it on the inside, and then it actually probably would work. Yeah. Well, missed by a hair. Your P might be silent, but I'm a big fan of pronouncing the letters that go in my words. Yeah. Neutral ground with Larkin. Let's do it. Tea time at dynavap.com there, Blinky. Yeah, pretty cool that bismuth is diamagnetic. In other words, it actually kind of repels magnets.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, not very much, but a tiny little bit. So when you get little bits of magnets that don't have a lot of mass, you can actually kind of get them to somewhat levitate. Certain types of
Okay.
graphite would do the same thing.
It's fascinating.
And yeah, bismuth is beautiful. I'm a big fan of niobium too. Niobium's a neat metal. Will Hyper Tip and Cap work on a M7 XL? Yes, they will. And I think we are looking at bringing back the mini wind with the case. Yeah. Always use correct grammar. Words have power. Yes, they do. They sure do.
Somebody said this saying words is like casting spells. That's why they call it spelling.
Oh, I love it. What do you think aliens will think about us drinking bismuth in order to eat more cheese?
Just so we can eat more cheese to feel better to eat cheese.
What kind of cheese would non-carbon based life eat? Ooh. Well, you'd need some sort of enzymes that can actually function on
Yep.
some material that contains energy.
Probably
So,
have to
maybe-
come out of the
you know,
animal of their
Maybe
world.
on, I think on Titan they actually have methane ice. And, it's a hydrocarbon, so under the right circumstances, it could be possible that you get microorganisms that would have enzymes capable of breaking methane down into hydrocarbon-based
Milk.
methanol cheese.
Yeah, that's interesting to think about.
If I put holes in the top of a captive cap, will that mess with the click discs? Depends how deep your holes go. But it'd be difficult.
And if you were to do anything to the disc itself, it would render it useless, correct? If click it if it's not in the correct shape, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, the thermostats inside the caps are rather sensitive to getting messed with. So if you bend them, or if you glow them, in other words, heat them until they glow, they tend to lose their calibration and click a bit more hesitantly. And it increases your likelihood of unintended incineration.
Because it needs a little longer now to click, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay. Is there an ethanol planet out there? I don't
Gotta
know.
be.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, I guess we lost a few viewers, didn't we? That was fun to try. We're not losing engagement on YouTube, though. In fact, it just seems to be going up on YouTube. So that's pretty cool. Huh. It's been a pretty good stream. I think we're going to have some really cool things to talk about next week. We're going to let more of the things that are in the mail drop out. And yeah, let people kind of get familiar with what's happening. So, really didn't want to just throw it all out there. It just didn't seem quite right. I was thinking about it, but now there's going to be some cool things happening this coming week. So, I'll get into a lot more of those details tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, maybe next week, sometime during the week.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if you got any questions, you can certainly reach out to us. teatime@dynavap.com. We like questions, like to help you out. Can the Duradyne be heated, change color? Yes, it can. Yep. For else people who want to hang out and just chatting stream. Yeah, that's why we're still here.
Yeah,
Because
have fun
we
playing
kind of like
with your
hanging out
balls.
with you.
Don't lose your balls.
Yeah. We have done a few bubblers. And I can definitely spare some cheese. Anyone that decides that they can endure the journey to come visit, if you do, all you need to do is simply ask for some cheese. I would love to share some cheese with you. You come here, we'll give you a tour and show you around, show how things are made, because if you didn't know, we make our product in the building I'm sitting in right now, maybe 100 feet from here, on some really cool machines. Just machine it right out of titanium and stainless steel. Do all that machining, cleaning, finishing, QC, assembling, packaging, all that. Even the design development. That's all here in this building. It's pretty neat. We like to share it, show it to people that come to visit, and we also have cheese to share if you like that sort of thing. Where's this coolest Dynavap sticker been seen? Ooh.
Wait, what's the question?
Where
Where?
is the coolest Dynavap sticker? Well, I've put some stickers
I
in
was
some
gonna
pretty
say,
interesting places.
I've been now slapping stickers on some interesting places.
Yeah.
I went to the same gas station within, I think, a 3-month period, going down to South Carolina.
Yeah.
And first trip I went there for Ohio, right? Down that same area. And I seen my same sticker. It's always good when you come back a couple months later and you see your same sticker hanging out.
Oh, it is. It is.
It's like,
I've landed a few stickers at a few superchargers.
yeah, the supercharger stickers are great.
Yeah. Is there a huge racket from the machining when it's pumping? No. No, it's more like music. Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs. The song of a CNC machine making a new part.
Yeah, they are most unique sounds.
Yeah, you really want some Wisconsin cheese? I dare you. Buy something from me and ask for it.
No.
Ah. Yeah. Oh, I guess your guitar doesn't have a Dynavap sticker anymore?
Who's that?
Yours.
Oh, mine does.
Oh, okay. Yeah, ceramic. I think we'll do some ceramic stuff too.
Oh, I put a new one on.
Can you
Yeah, it
bring your
fell
pet
off.
kangaroo? If customs lets you through, absolutely. But I don't know if I'd try. Wisconsin's one of the 2 states you can actually have a pet
I
kangaroo.
believe it.
I think There was a kangaroo that got loose around where I used to live a few years back.
This is like the only state you can have tigers, lions, bears in captivity, like at your house.
Well, Alyssa just got first Dynavap. Welcome to the Dynaverse. Super cool to have you join us. We hope you like it here. Tonkinese cats. So, we've got a Discord, if you guys know what that is. Discord server called the Dynaverse. And we'll probably go hang out over there here after the stream ends, because kind of cool to go there, because on the Discord server we can actually hear your voice, and you can post pictures, and it can be just a bit more interactive, which is kind of fun. So maybe if you're up for it there, Mr. Odo, if you could put the Discord link on YouTube in the chat, that'd be pretty cool too. Well, Jacob Kellogg has never experienced Dynavap yet. Maybe there's someone in his neck of the woods that would be willing to give him the runaround. Show him how it works. 'Cause, I think it's always best when you got someone that knows how to drive, that heats it up for you the first time, don't you think?
I think it's a good idea. I mean, absolutely.
I mean, you've heated devices for people the first time, right?
Oh yeah, especially after what I kind of went through on my own for the first week, trying to learn it. If I would have had me show me, it would have been nice.
Okay. Yeah. I really wonder how long these products are going to last. I mean, other than the glass pieces, it seems like there hasn't been
They're gonna last
too many that are just, I mean, we offer customer service on these things. It doesn't seem like a lot of them are breaking. Well, so Blinky and Jacob might connect and exchange some stories. Sounds pretty cool. Yeah, quiet torch would be nice too. Well, I've driven over a few things. Yeah, we smashed a few M's back in the day using various different things. The O-rings do last a long time.
Yeah, they do.
Can they break? Hey, even mountains break. I mean, what's not breakable? Depends on your time frame, right?
Yeah.
But I do know that I've dropped my fair share of these things, picked it up, blew off the dust, and carried on with what I was gonna do.
I've done that lots of times. We've had fun purposely trying to break things just to see the durability.
Yeah. Yeah, stuff like that. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap up here and maybe hop on the Discord, the live sesh. If you haven't checked out the Dynavap Discord, I'd encourage you to do that. That's where we're gonna head next. And we'll plan on streaming here again next week, about the same time. Hope to see you then. Probably gonna have some other cool things to talk about. Maybe some fun little bits to contribute into this super fun community. We love your support and appreciate you spending part of your day with us, whatever time of day that might happen to be.
It's always fun.
Yeah. So, thank you, everybody.
Next week we'll just have to have some types of cheese out
See
here.
if I can
Just
drop the Discord link in.
just to get a little deeper on it.
I think this is one right here. Copy that, right? Come on. Why doesn't that work? There. Hopefully that'll get you what you're looking for. All right, everybody. So we're 29.9. Well, maybe next time I'll hit 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. That'd be pretty amazing. Sure would be cool. Sure would be cool to get that up there. I know back in the day YouTube used to give off like awards if you got like to 100,000 subscribers. I wonder if we'll ever get there. Maybe things will just really start to go. Got a lot of optimism for this upcoming year. Some really cool things coming together. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, and there we go. Thank you, everybody. Great stream. Maybe we'll see you over in the Discord. Otherwise, see you next week.